Hello, how are you? How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this planet. I want to welcome you today to this webinar. And I am Dr. Derek Darden. I will be facilitating this webinar today. I am the owner of the Carolyle Destiny Group, where our motto is that we align you with your dreams and goals and your destiny. So, what you do today will determine your destiny for tomorrow there. So, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to be with you in this moment, in this time here. And what makes this so special to me is I am here to talk about the life changing subject of everyone communicates, few connects. This is a huge topic, huge subject, and I am basing my comments, most of my comments, on the John Maxwell book with the same title, as you can see there. So my sole purpose for today is this. It's just to raise your awareness in your everyday life of a very teachable skill and to give you some really practical information that you can apply right away. So, a little bit about the author, John Maxwell, which is the #1 New York Times best-selling author with over 100 books to his credit. He sold over 25 million books in 50 languages. So he wrote over 100 books. When your phone call drops, you know, don't you? What's your reaction? What's going through your mind? Anger, frustration, maybe? Being disconnected is just a waste of time, man. It just interrupts the flow of what you're trying to get accomplished. It kind of undermines your productivity. But how about when you're communicating with people in person, or your team, or your organization, or your child? Do you know when you're connected? Do you know when you have a good connection? Can you tell that your connection is good or bad? Or can you identify when the call has been dropped? So, what does John says about this thing of communication? He says this. He says, if you ask me what the one thing you can do to be more successful, I'll say learn communication. And I will add to that effective communication. So now let me ask you, what's the one thing that stands between you and greater success in your personal and professional life? So what do we mean by connecting there? Well, according to John Maxwell, connecting is the ability to identify with people and relate to them in such a way that it increases your influence with them. Or should I say, it increases your impact with that person or that group or your coworkers. You see, we could relate to each other in a more personable, professional, private way. And I had to put professional in there because I know I have some of you guys here that are leaders at your job or in your organization. So let's go to our first principle that is in John's book. So first principle is connecting increases your influence in every situation. What is that? John is saying here is that connecting is learning how to effectively communicate with others in your leadership or even in your community. It's connecting with others at every level, either one to one or in a group. Well, in this book, Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell describes three different types of people: the maven, which is the information specialist, the expert; the salesman, which is the persuader; and the connector, who knows people. So, connectors, he says, are people specialists. So, the following questions will help you decide on the slide here whether you are a connector. So I'll give you a couple of seconds there to see if you are a connector. So just principle number 3. It says that connecting goes a long way or goes beyond words. I just kind of put some words in there too. But connecting goes beyond words. To me, this principle is that your actions speak louder than words. It's like I can't hear your words, but I can see the reaction that your body is telling me. So when people try to communicate with others, let me have let me get a really good example.
Please tell me you speak English. I'm Detective Carter. Do you speak any English? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Every time I look at that just that is so funny. That is so funny there. But obviously, that the message wasn't coming across there. You know what? It was a very important study that was done by a professor there at UCLA. There, when it came down to communication. Look, they discovered here that face-to-face communication can be broken down into 3 components. There, as you see on your screen, you have the words, you have the tone of your voice, and then you have the body language there. And this is in the John Maxwell book, as he explains a little bit more about this study there. But the surprising thing is that when verbal and nonverbal messages aren't consistent, what happened is that people see us what people see us do, and the tone that we use can far outweigh the words we say. John here talks about 4 ways to connect with people in his book. So one of the practical skill that John talks about in his book is common ground. You know, we all know that the key to effective communicating is to find common ground. Why? Because common ground opens the door to connection with others. So, what are some of the barriers there? According to there are several barriers. So, I put 3 up there. The first one is assumptions, and the second one is arrogance. The other one is listening. So, let's put it all together here. And I wish I could go on and on and on, but I can't. But let's put it where the goats can get it here. We need to just stay connected. One cannot do it alone. It takes all of us to do it alone. Bottom line up front, that everyone knows that to acquire any success in this world, we must know how to connect with people. And Maya Angelou couldn't say it better. She says that I've learned that people who will forget what you say. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how much you made them feel. So I hope that this webinar brought you some type of value. Again, it's just an awareness. It makes you start to think, hey, communication goes a long way without saying a word, really. Thank you! We made it. Look, where did the time go? Wow, wow. But I thank you, and I hope that this session added value to you today. Thank you for your attentiveness, and thank you for just obliging me as I facilitated this webinar here for the Carolyle Destiny Group there. It's been an honor, a plum-pleasing pleasure to serve you today. My name is Derek Darden. You see my name on the screen. I'm a coach, speaker, trainer for the John Maxwell team. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you, and God bless.